Softball versus Massachusetts softball. On the mound for the Falcons, Morgan Beckham, and she's got a heck of a task for this game, trying to back up Vaughn, what was a very solid and actually a great first game of this series for the Falcons.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we closed it out by talking about how just the defense behind Krafsick was shaky to start, but really got comfortable, and the offense just kind of settled in as the innings went along as well. Of course, they put up a 3 in the middle as well. And so for them, it's honestly just sticking with that. Take in that comfort in that rhythm from that first game, move it into this one, try to take another dub.
Early fly ball out to center field. It's Steffes under it in the same spot from the first game, and that'll be out number 1. The Falcons infield and lineup will remain the same. The only change is Morgan Beckham. Chevalier still the catcher for the Falcons. Barrett at third, Martin at short, Hannah Hunt second base, Cam Kaufman over at first, and the outfield reads left to right, Simcoe, Steffes, and Massaro. Of course, Beckham the arm for the Falcons today. Not much change in the UMass batting order. Ryan Keefe led off, had that fly ball to center field, and now Brooke Mush, who went 1 for in game 1 in the 5-1 Falcon victory. Early 2-0 count to Mush from Beckham. Beckham's been maybe the best arm for the Falcons. As soon as MAC play started, she really took off for the Falcons. There's a line drive out left field. Simcoe tracking, makes the catch.
Good running grab early out of the outfield. You can see they're happy about that one, celebrating in left. But for Bowling Green right now, it's just limiting those stringed hits that UMass just could not gather. Again, 1 run came in the 5-1 result. That one was not earned, as Krafsick let a couple go on by, but at the end of the day, they couldn't get 1 hit and put another one behind it, really. And they just could not cash in when they had the opportunities.
First pitch strike to the third batter, Odyssey Torres, a dangerous hitter in this order for UMass. Only 1 instance last game earlier today that UMass was able to put back-to-back hits together. Didn't result in a run. That only run unearned. Massaro has to see through the sun, but puts the ball away, and the first half inning of game 2 is gone, and it's still 0-0. Morgan with a good outing in the first, and now the Falcons will try some offense in the bottom of the first. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream. Steffes, Barrett, and Hunt lead things off for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning. The starter for Massachusetts is Kelsey Blanchett. The freshman is the second most starts for the Minute Women this season, 15 of them, just behind Hannah Stryker, who's at 21 after her start in the first game. She gets an early pop fly to the infield, and it's handled by Torres at shortstop. She's young, but she's put together some pretty nice games for UMass, a team that struggles a bit with pitching, but still not some bad outings recently for Kelsey Blanchett.
Yeah, not at all. She may be this freshman, but she comes in and she does well. 6.57 ERA, and she's also really sizable, 6'1".
Yeah.
out there on the mound, so can definitely make some defense happen, stop some balls that might come up the middle a little bit easier if it pops over her head.
Saw that quite a bit in the first game, especially against Mackenzie Kraftsick.
Yeah, for sure.
Started for the Falcons. A lot of ground balls in this game just overall for both of these squads.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that exactly flew out to the outfield. Occasionally it would sneak through past the infield and up and through to the grass, but yeah, not too much. It was actually needing to be fully handled through the air for the outfielders on either side.
Yeah. 2-1 count from Blanchett to Taylor Barrett. Her on-base streak continues to 28 games after the most recent game that was played 30 minutes ago. I almost said yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, 1 for 4, an RBI. Left 3 on base, but at the end of the day, they won, and she was able to tack one in.
3-1. Grounded pretty hard down the first base line, and the first baseman, Heslin, has to make sure to step on the right bag. Had to step on the white bag rather than the orange, and she did so to get the second out of the inning.
Yeah, funky play that time there for Heslin, needing to kind of scramble her way to the opposite bag. Able to make it happen, though, as Barrett was booking it down the line, but the defensive bobble won't make it any sort of mistake.
Grounded foul off of Hunt. Hunt batting third. The rest of the order, actually the entire order, stays the same for the Falcons. After a pretty solid offensive first game, why change anything? Goes Hunt, Martin, Kaufman, Simcoe, Chevalier, Hutter, and Massaro for the Falcons in their order. Cephas and Barrett have already been retired.
Yeah, Hunt, one of the players that just couldn't get anything going. It was really just her, Steffes, and Simcoe. But for Hunt, got an RBI through via the sacrifice. So Hunt just needs to honestly put one down here. It's 2 away, not exactly a high-pressure situation here in the first inning, but still just get some offense rolling here for BG.
Good start for Kelsey Blanchett as well to get those first 2 outs. Got a 1-2 count. Another ground ball, same spot, and still foul.
Yeah, and for BG, I mean, they started off that first game. I must also called it yesterday's game. They started off that first game with a 1-2-3 showing on offense. They were able to pick it up as they moved along. So.
Kind of a line drive, falls in as a ground ball in front of Woodworth, and she gets the out at first base. No runs through the first complete inning for the Falcons and the Minute Women. Second inning coming up. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. Close my eyes, I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. We're living the dream.
Hit the dances to this.
Back here at Meserve Field, the sun has popped out quite a bit here, Vaughn. It's actually become a pretty beautiful day, and no real threatening clouds as of right now. And it can change. We are in the Midwest, but looks pretty beautiful, actually, currently, after a pretty steel gray first game.
Yeah, without a doubt. We saw a little bit of rain come through in that first game. It's supposed to rain later on in the afternoon.
Don't say that.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean,
I don't think you can really stop it.
yeah, and I'm not not exactly supposed to lie to the viewers.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. 1-0 pitch, grounded foul.
on the bright side, it did change. Originally, it was supposed to start over at 3. Now it's supposed to really get difficult up at 7 and 8.
Great. At least the games will be done.
Yeah,
Baseball might have some trouble, but
sure.
1-1 ground ball up to Morgan Beckham. She takes her time but can't snare the ball in time to get the out at first base. So it's going to be a runner on to lead off the inning. Lily Shivert gets over to first base.
Yeah, it was just tracking down the runner, going down the line. Didn't decide to look down to the ball and try to grasp it in the hand. Instead was tracking, again, all the way down that line. And so just couldn't pick it up, couldn't make that throw. Just an odd kind of mistake you don't see too often, but it'll get the runner on here for the Minutewomen.
Woodworth, the second baseman, up at the plate. Tegan Walsh moves from catcher to third base today, and she follows Woodworth. Borkham, I was thinking of Sam Bork. Beckham paints the outside corner.
It's typically something you see in high school a lot more, is you're getting that switch from third to catcher. So it brings up these players as that kind of, they still can switch those positions because they're used to it. So it's what you get here. Simple little move.
1-1 pitch up and away. Olivia Packard, the catcher for UMass in this game. She's batting last in the order. Not too many starts from her. We'll talk about her a little more when it gets to that 9-hole in the order. Beckham's got a 2-1 count. Swinging right through it is Woodworth.
A big swing and miss that time. Wanted all of it. Trying to make this a 2-0 ball game. Unable to put the runs up on the board for this point in time.
2-2 pitch. Fouled off.
Again, Woodworth went 3 for 9 in that Akron series. Is no stranger to solid mat competition. But just hasn't been able to string anything together really just yet. Did get a hit in that first game. Couldn't make anything really happen with it, though.
Good fight she's putting together, too. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk in the last 7 games for Lily Woodworth. Before today, 13 strikeouts and 14 walks in the first 35 games, so she's been less disciplined. That's a pretty good at-bat she's putting together. Deep fly ball, left field. She knocks it down a bit, but Steffes gets under it anyway.
And again, the wind isn't exactly blowing too hard. It was going harder, especially when that rain was set to come in. It was blowing more to the right now, kind of more to right center, you could say. But again, not really too prominent.
Starting to swirl a little bit more. Still a runner on first base, but now 1 out, up and away from Tegan Walsh. Walsh went 3 for 8 versus Akron last week in 3 games. Had a walk and a strikeout. She's had 3+ hits, 3 or more hits in every MAC series she's started, all 3, which has only been 3 series, but still 3 or more hits in a weekend. Pretty impressive. Even in just 3 games, a hit per game. It's a mark every coach would like to see. 1-1 pitch up and away.
Especially for a team that's struggling as much as the Minutewomen are. I mean, that's what made Chevalier's performance so big in that first game for BG, is that she was able to string 3 hits together, going 3 for 3. So to just get a little bit of consistency out of your bats, it's a big, big deal, especially when your team can't deliver on consistency as a whole.
3-1 count for Beckham. Struggled a little bit in this second inning, although the leadoff error didn't help. Or a foul to the screen, so it gets her up to 2 strikes.
And I mean, to be fair, that was also her error. So just kind of shaky. Wouldn't have helped her confidence whatsoever. But of course, working it now full. See what she can put together here on the payoff.
Up high, she lost her. First walk issued of this game, and first walk issued on the day for any of the 4 pitchers we've seen so far. Beckham and Kraftsick for the Falcons, and Stryker and Blanchett for UMass. First walk goes to Beckham.
Yeah, there were only 168 pitches total in that, between both pitchers in that first game. 1 strikeout, no walks. only the hits that really went through, and heck of a lot of bunts also for BG's offense. Really put the dagger in.
So now Michelle Gardner wanting to talk things over with her sophomore starter. Kate Heslin at the plate with 2 on, 1 out. Grace Colucci to follow, and Olivia Packard, the catcher, the last hitter before UMass turns the lineup over. Heslin's got some decent power potential, although she hasn't hit an extra base hit this year. She ended last season with 4 doubles in 3 games. Those last 3 games of 2025 season, before UMass was in the Mid-American Conference as well. Heslin back in the box. Beckham has got her talking to. Now ready to deal. She misses up high. Very much a hitter's count for Heslin. Did 1 hit in the first game. 2-0 left low.
Yeah, I mean, Beckham has begun to struggle with the walk a little bit more. Issued 4 in that loss to NIU. Went the full 7 that time, but
right over the heart. And now the best pitch of the at-bat has to come here. Back to a hitter's count. And dangerous situation for it, too, with 2 on. Up high, and she lost her. Oh, wow.
fans are not not pleased with the umpire's decisions so far. I thought that was pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether it was for a previous
maybe.
call. Certainly couldn't be on the most recent.
I wouldn't think so. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Of course, little home crowd bias.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Gardner was really satisfied with the way Morgan pitched in that outing against NIU. That's what she was telling us after the game.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the offense just couldn't string anything together, again, Addie Martin with the only run coming across via center field solo shot. But Morgan put together good stuff.
There's a single out to right field. That'll get at least a run in. Another one coming home. And UMass with a 2 RBI single off of the bat of Grace Colucci. They lead 2-0. Shivert and Walsh come all the way home to score. What a nice hit that was to take it opposite field and get 2 runs in. It's a big swing by Colucci, the 8th batter, and now at risk of turning the order over.
Yeah, so now for Beckham, I mean, 2 runs come in, 1 earned, even though that 1 run was on her own error. So, I mean, it's an understatement to call this a rough start to the outing.
A 1 pitch, fly ball, right field. There's a runner on third, looking to tag. Massaro makes the catch. The throw to the plate, and got her! Outfield assist from Hannah Massaro. What a throw that was, right down the first base line, and the Falcons end the inning on that. 2 runs across for UMass, but it ends in style for the Falcons. 2-0. UMass leads going into the bottom of the second. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream. ground ball to shortstop off the bat of Addie Martin, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Kelsey Blanchett here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. UMass gets 2 runs across in the top of the 2nd and lead the Falcons by 2 runs. It's Martin who just hit, then Kaufman and Simcoe. Only 2 others guaranteed at bats this inning.
Yeah, for Bowling Green, a couple of real quick outs. We saw in that first game, first 4, I think, were set down in that as well. Those were more odd contact pop outs. Here we're getting 3 straight ground outs. Barrett, Hunt, and now Martin. Just trying to diversify that contact moving forward, but here a 1-1 count on Kaufman.
1-1 pitch, soft ground ball, third base, fielding it is Walsh. The throw over to first, and she got her. What a play from a player that was catching in the first game. Moves over to third for the 2nd game, and a brilliant play that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a little bit easier as you're coming in to make that play near home plate. Familiar position for her over there, and so the throw right on the money, make it now 4 straight ground outs on the Bowling Green bats.
Now another bouncer to the left side. Torres is there. 3 straight ground balls on just a couple of pitches for Blanchett, and she gets out of the 2nd inning, back-to-back of 1, 2, 3. Chevalier, Hutter, and Massaro for the Falcons in the bottom of the 3rd, but UMass will hit in between. You're listening to Falcon Softball here on WBGU Livestream.
Conclusion of
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream.
Okay.
What are they thinking?
UMass leads 2-0, top of the 3rd inning. They lead off this inning with the leadoff batter, Ryan Keefe, followed by Brooke Mush and Odyssey Torres, the top 3 in the order, and they'll bat 1, 2, 3 in this inning. Beckham with a bit of a struggling 2nd inning, 2 walks and a hit, 2 runs across, also made an error. So kind of everything flowed through her in that top of the 2nd, and UMass has a lead.
Yeah, so now 35 pitches for Beckham on that last one. 20 strikes, 15 balls. Not exactly a pretty placement to this point. As we get that 1-0.
Up about chest high, above the waist. 2-0 count, another hitter's count issued. Not seeing the commanding presence that Morgan Beckham has had a lot in MAC play. This one sliced foul.
Yeah, and she's also coming off of a game 1 where Krafsick was just absolutely pounding the strike zone. I mean, Krafsick, again, pitched 82, threw a heck of a lot of strikes.
Yeah.
And
This one fouled off again.
but yeah, the Minute women throughout that game started to get more aggressive, started taking a lot more swings at the first pitch, just a lot more swings in general as well. They weren't sitting back on pretty much anything near those concluding innings.
2-2 pitch. Fly ball, left field, foul territory. Simcoe can't get there. It'll be 3 foul balls in a row. Also, if you're Beckham, you have to think first game and now some in this game, there hasn't been too much hard contact.
Yeah, no.
So there's no, I mean, UMass hasn't demonstrated any need for you to live around the edges of the zone.
Yeah, right now for both sides, haven't been able to fly too much out into the gaps. Wow.
Line drive to right field. Massaro makes back-to-back great plays and back-to-back innings. She had a throw to end the second inning and now gets the first out of this inning on a nice diving catch.
Yeah, beautiful tag throw that we saw before. This time, yeah, just creeping in. Moving over to her left. Great grab as she collapses down to the grass. Great stuff.
Those are tough too, those balls that just hang up there.
Yeah.
Sometimes longer than you think, sometimes less than you think.
Especially because they're not Mother Nature out there. They can't control the wind. They don't know exactly everything that's going to go on. And it's hard to just try to read where that one's going to land, and then you got to catch it.
That pitch hammered by Mush. Torres waits on deck. Mush lined out to the left fielder Simcoe in the first inning. Kind of a gap shot that was. Simcoe tracked it down. Playing more toward the line is the Falcon left fielder this at bat. 0-2 pitch up high.
Yeah, definitely expecting something more opposite field here, especially with the way everyone in the outfield has shifted left.
1-2, just outside.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here that Steffes is very much to the left of the center field flagpole, and then you have Massaro very much over far out from the third baseline.
And so much ground, especially Steffes in center field, but also Hannah Simcoe in left field. So much ground they can cover. Very quick players, especially in the outfield. Steffes, maybe one of the best fielders on the team overall, taking into account the position they play. Off speed, a good job just to get it in play, but Martin gets the out. Mush had to slow down her swing quite a bit to even make contact with that very nice pitch.
Yeah, just kind of an odd piece of contact that time. Couldn't get the read on that too well either. But yeah, an easy play for the infield. Throw on to Kaufman makes a simple little out number 2.
2 batters, 2 outs for Beckham in this inning, and then Pates one knee high. Last start for Morgan Beckham, 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 8 hits, 4 walks against Northern Illinois. It's the most earned runs she allowed in a MAC start this season. Every other start that she had a MAC play has been 1 or less earned runs. A couple of relief appearances that she didn't do too hot in, but some very impressive outings for her, including shutout of Toledo, 7 innings and no earned runs, a shutout of Western Michigan, 7 innings, no earned runs. 0-2 pitch, off speed, wanted it outside. Very nice pitch.
Yeah, definitely a lot more, you could say consistent. I know I've been talking about consistency a lot, but for Beckham, just more consistent as a starter. You talked about those relief outings, just not exactly doing as well.
To Massaro again. She's made 3 out of the last 4 plays and ends the inning for Bowling Green. Top of the third, no runs. UMass leads 2-0 going into the bottom of the third frame. You're listening to WBGU live stream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream.
And we're back with you here at Meserve Field. We want to take you back to what an incredible throw we saw from Massaro from out in right field. Beat by a mile was the runner of UMass. This one grounded over to the first base side. tapping on first for the out. But what an incredible throw that was over there. And again, it wasn't close.
No, not really. And then the fly out, throw out ended that second inning. That was certainly needed as well. That was a long inning. 6 batters in the end with 2 outs on that final kind of double play from the outfield. And that's definition of your fielders picking up your pitching. Chevalier grounds out to first base, and now you see Massaro coming up this inning. Hutter line drive up the gap, right field. This one's going to get to the wall. Hutter around first, coming to second, and she's got a stand-up double. Katie Hutter does. The first hit, and the first base runner of the game for the Falcons.
How about that? I mean, just to start things off, of course, out that first time, but to come through, put something right into that gap, perfectly placed, to also take a slow roll forward all the way to the warning track and to the wall. And so now runner in scoring position, dangerous position, as now there it is, Hannah Massaro up in a good spot.
Take strike one does Massaro. Katie Hutter, a player that's struggled to get hits recently. She's been able to get on base. Here's a tapper off of Massaro into the field of play, so it'll be foul. First extra base hit for Katie Hutter since the first MAC series of the season. That was Central Michigan here at Meserve Field, the 3rd game of that series. That was the last extra base hit she had. Before that, you'd have to go back to February against Colgate. She also had a double.
Yeah, I mean, Hutter having a good day today. 2 for 3 in that first game, 1 RBI, 1 run scored, especially coming off of a rough showing out against NIU. She had a walk, so she got on base, sure, but 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts in that doubleheader.
Hutter still stands on second base, but 2 outs now as Massaro struck out swinging 3 pitches. And the 4th strike in a row to Steffes. Steffes popped out to the shortstop in her first plate appearance. Barrett follows Steffes and Hannah Hunt, all 3 of them at the top of the order. Ground ball to shortstop. Torres picks it up, fires to first to get the speedy Peyton Steffes. A nice defensive play. The Falcons do not like the call, but that's how it's going to stand.
Gardner can't believe it.
No runs in the 3rd inning. UMass will come to the plate in the top of the 4th. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream. Here at Meserve Field, there's a ground ball from Steffes to shortstop. Now a nice play by Torres over to first, and the pole kind of gets in the way there, but it certainly looked to me timing-wise like Steffes might have beat that out. Gardner agrees. Katie Hutter on 3rd base also agreed. Most of the Falcon dugout did as well, but it stands as out anyway, and the Falcons failed to score the 1-out double by Katie Hutter.
Yeah, when Gardner came out, you could see she's just shaking her head all the way up to Beckham as she handed her the ball, and then all the way back to the dugout. Not pleased with that one, and based on that replay, kind of understandably why. Again, didn't exactly look even too close, particularly just as the way that camera frame shifted over. It looked like her foot was on the bag long before that ball got there, but passes in the past.
Foul ball to stay alive in the 0-2 count. Something worth noting as well on that play. Don't know if anybody noticed, but the umpire had to be closer to second base because Hutter stood on second base. He did have a long view of the play, however, make those calls all the time. 0-2 pitch up high.
Did you see that one play that happened in the MLB a little bit ago where they had to review something that wasn't close whatsoever? I don't know if you saw that, but it was an easy play at first. The umpire wasn't looking.
Really?
And he called, and it was just a complete coin toss of a call.
Ground ball, third base, no chance at being safe on this one. Yeah, I didn't see that. I did see the one of the new ABS system.
Oh, of course.
I saw the catcher for the Red Sox caught like a pure strike and it was an inning ender, and he caught it and pretended to throw it back to the pitcher like he didn't think it was a strike and baited the batter into challenging it. And of course the batter lost the challenge, lost the final challenge of the game in the 7th inning. It was like a really cool, like, I mean, not cool in the way that it's cool in the way that he stole the challenge away, essentially.
I mean, there's so much strategy that goes into that side of the game now. Honestly, fun to look at.
It is a little bit up and in ball 2. Still think it'd be better to maybe not have to have it at all, but I do understand it's got its place in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It does help keep the, I don't know, you can say keep it, I don't know, correct.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know what the right word is for that, but especially with some umpires really doing poorly.
So line drive up the gap. Lily Woodworth thought about second base, but then stayed at first. That's a very deep single off the bat of Lily Woodworth with one out. She stands at first base. Yeah, I get what you mean with the correctness of the call. But there is like a magic about the game because it's not perfect all the time. And it takes completely out of the game the arguing and the ejections, and that's a piece of the game, at least entertainment value-wise, that is very interesting.
Yeah,
you don't get as much of that anymore. It's hard to argue with a computer.
Yeah, really, the most arguments that you honestly have out of the ABS challenge is that you can only do it, like, what, 2 seconds after the pitch comes through.
Yeah, pretty much.
People get frustrated for that, but I mean, again, the rule is explicit. It's there. And I mean, still, you're going to get people complaining about that no matter what. Like, even with that high ball.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like,
at her chin.
People, yeah, exactly. I mean, people are just going to complain, and that's just kind of the way sports goes. It doesn't matter. Whatever sport it may be.
1-2 count to Tegan Walsh. She walked in the 2nd inning and scored the 2nd run of the game for UMass. UMass up 2-0 with both runs coming in the 2nd. There's an off speed that Beckham left low.
That was low. That was slow as could be.
Yeah. She might have the most live arm of anybody the Falcons have pitching-wise, but certainly has one of the most effective off-speed as well. 2-2 pitch. Missed up at the chest again. They got a full count for the first time Beckham today.
Yeah, just a very, very different outing as compared to Krafsick. Krafsick was just pounding the zone. Really didn't struggle with too many out. This time, didn't go. Another walk issued. Tough look early on.
Single and then a walk after a leadoff out gained by Beckham. Kate Heslin and Grace Colucci will come up to the plate. Heslin first, Colucci on deck.
It's already 65 pitches now to this point. That's going to be the 40th strike now.
That one hammered out to left field. Looked like it was seeking a gap, but Simcoe got there in time. But shifted over towards center. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. The wind might have caught that a little bit too. Looked very hot off the bat, and not as much when it hit Simcoe's glove.
It did look like it moved a little bit more to the right as it got some elevation on it, but still an easy read, or at least making it look easy on Simcoe. But yeah, still 2 on, but now 2 away.
Ground ball hot up the middle, and that's going to get a run in. Steffes grabs it in center field. Around to score is Woodworth, and an RBI single for Grace Colucci, her 2nd hit of the game.
Looked like it just narrowly missed the foot of the runner. that came around to score, and so, yeah, tough that time for specifically Addie Martin. Just couldn't make a great play off of that, and then Steph is out in center field. Struggles to pick it up at first, but either way, I don't think that would have exactly helped.
Fly ball right field with 2 outs. Massaro ends back-to-back innings, but UMass strikes again. They lead 3-0. All 3 runs knocked in by Grace Colucci, the 8th batter in the order for Massachusetts. They take the field in the bottom of the 4th, and the Falcons try for some offense. You're watching Falcons softball here on WBGU live stream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. I'm throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream.
Taylor Barrett leads off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Falcons, hitting .315 this season. Almost an 800 OPS as well. Not much extra base hits. Not much to speak of extra base hitting wise, but leading the team in hits overall now with 40 on the season. She takes first pitch low, trying to get the Falcons started. The first hit of the game, last inning, the 3rd, bottom of the 3rd, Katie Hutter with a double. She didn't advance beyond second base. Blanch's handled everything else.
And again, that was off of a difficult call. Over at first, almost had her advance, but couldn't get anything through. And so right now for Barrett, 0 for 1, just like the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players behind her.
Ground ball to shortstop. Torres makes the play. 2 ground balls this game so far for Taylor Barrett. 7 already for the Falcons, and we're only 10 outs in.
Here is second baseman number 2, Hannah Hunt.
Yeah, only 1 hit right now for Bowling Green, and as you mentioned, came from Hutter. Right now, really struggling with that same thing, but of course for UMass in that first game, they were able to get hits. They just couldn't string them together. Right now for Bowling Green, it's a matter of not getting those hits whatsoever. So we'll see if that picks up second time through the order. Of course, you can typically see maybe a better read on the pitcher, but again, 0 for 2 are Steffes and Barrett as they got their second looks.
Trying to stay alive was Hunt. It's just outside of the screen and unplayable for Olivia Packard behind the plate. Hunt at the dish, Martin guaranteed in at bat, and then Kaufman to follow if it gets that far. 0-2 count for Hunt. Inside, soft ground ball back to the pitcher, but off of the foot, it looked like, of Hannah Hunt. It's a foul ball.
Didn't look comfortable, whatever it was. Kind of leaned forward for a half second there afterward, but right back up. Set to take this one. Yeah, I guess just quickly off the shin, perhaps. There's, you got the replay.
Late on that pitch, but ended up staying alive. Hannah Hunt 0 for 2 in the first game with a sac fly. And RBI on that sac fly. A couple of putouts at second base as well.
Yeah, weren't too many to her side. Addie Martin got most of the work defensively in the middle infield. But still making do with what she got. Staying alive still at that 0-2.
Good fight she's putting together. Blanchett really hasn't had to work too hard. Made quick work of a lot of Falcons just inside, and it caught a piece of Hannah Hunt. She'll stride down to first base.
as if that first foul off didn't get her foot. That time she just gets running on by the pitch. So, yeah, 1 out runner on. Yeah, didn't look like it got her too hard, just kind of scraped on by. And we're going to get that pinch runner in.
Addie Martin leads the team in with 14 hit by pitches. That's Hunt's 5th. It's tied for 3rd on the team. Unfortunate, too, for Kelsey Blanchett. She was controlling that at bat only through strikes. And then continuing to fight through foul balls, she left 1-2 inside.
Yeah, so here Davis is in as the runner.
All right, ground ball single to left field. Nice hit. Hunt advances to second base.
Davis, yeah.
Or Delaney Davis, I apologize, yes.
Yeah.
On the pinch runner.
Davis came in game 2, also pinch running for Hunt. So not exactly anything new here for the senior, coming in more so for that talent on the base path.
A hit in each game for Addie Martin, who stands on first base now. Still 1 out, so a good chance for the Falcons to get run across.
Yeah, tying run up at the plate, too. It's definitely not far out of reach.
Kaufman 0 for 1 today, takes strike 2. She grounded out to third base in the 2nd inning. That was a soft tapper just past the pitcher. 0-2 pitch from Blanchett. Lined out into left field, tracking it down. The center fielder, Mush, makes a nice play. A well-hit ball in the right place. It's unfortunate it didn't fall in for Kaufman.
Yeah, Mush had a great read on that, immediately heading over to her right, our left, tracking that one down perfectly. And yeah, just kind of that basket catch to make sure she secured it. Davis needing to head back over to second.
Takes outside to Simcoe. Couldn't really ask for much more on that hit from Kaufman. You saw the right gap, got around on the ball. That's a ground ball up the middle to the second baseman. Woodworth makes a clean throw to first base and ends the inning. The Falcons threaten but don't score, and it's still 3-0 Massachusetts. You are watching BGSU softball here on WBGU live stream. Keefe, Mush, and Torres, the top 3 in the order, lead off for UMass. They have led off twice so far, the first and the 3rd inning, and they've gone 1, 2, 3 in both of those innings. The bottom of the order has done all the damage for Massachusetts. The Minute women scoring 3 runs with the bottom 6 in their order. Stivert, Woodworth, and Walsh each scoring a run. And Grace Colucci, with 3 RBIs today, has knocked in all 3 runs for the Minute women.
Again, struggling with more of that command right now. Ms. Beckham starting this off 2-0.
2-0 count This one off of the bat. At an odd foul ball way up and in.
Yeah, didn't exactly want that to
No.
hit off the bat. Just kind of
No, I don't think so.
crept in, and so yeah, counted down as a unfortunate strike for her. But Keefe now just needs to keep her head up on the 2-1.
Just up high, 3-1 to hitters count. Ryan Keefe hitting almost 300 this season. 42 hits, second on the team, just behind Odyssey Torres, who bats third. Keefe, the normal leadoff hitter, right over the middle on a 3-1 count. Very surprised she took that pitch.
Yeah, a lot of full counts, feels like, here from Morgan Beckham. But here that next pitch comes.
And up high.
That's now the 4th walk issued by Beckham. And yeah, for her, that's now 74 pitches, 44 strikes, 30 balls.
Fielder number 9.
Not too clean, not terrible, but you got to keep in mind she started off really clean.
Ground ball right in front of the plate, no play for Chevalier or Barrett, who converged on that tapped ball. Literally a perfect bunt from Brooke Mush, and now 2 on, no out for UMass. They're in the top of the 5th.
That was just really weird to get a read on. The bunt just kind of sat there in the dirt. It looked like it could have crept foul, but it just didn't move from where it went. That's what they specifically thought would happen. Chevalier just kind of stared down at it, but didn't get a move on.
Showing bunt, Torres right back up to Beckham. She checks third, goes to first, gets the out with Hunt, but both runners advance. Torres does her job. And 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out for UMass, threatening to put more on.
Yeah, tough to get out of this now without a run put up on the board. But Beckham right now back-to-back strikes thrown, so at least putting it down now on target, but of course now missing. But perhaps for them just easy to lay down that bunt, of course. Worked out for them, and now they got those 2 in position.
Just missed inside, 2-0 to Shivert. She essentially grounded out twice, but in the second inning, and her leadoff at bat, Morgan Beckham made an error on a ground ball right back to her in the pitcher's circle, and thus Shivert got on, and then a ground ball to third base in the most recent at bat. Ground ball wouldn't be the end of the world for the Falcons here. Definitely the corners pinching in. That's Kaufman at first base and Barrett at third base. Middle of the infield, more or less back. Oof. And up high.
Bases go loaded. Yeah, makes sense for... Oh, wow, going back.
Kraftzik's going to enter the game for the Falcons in place of Morgan Beckham. That's the first start, max start I should say, in 2026, where Morgan Beckham has been pulled out before throwing the complete game. And granted, Kraftzik threw very well in the first game.
Oh, the turn of the Mac gonna be... That's great. I love that. She is returning indeed.
She inherits the bases loaded and tries to work out of a pretty large jam. That first game, 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, 7 hits. 1 run across, but is unearned in the first inning, and she was as good as you can get after that. 28 at-bats, no walks. I mean, a very impressive outing for her, one of her best recently since the Central Michigan series. The last time she threw 7 innings with no earned runs.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing here is you got to keep in mind that Kraftzik came through in that first game getting the win, but also the difference between her and Beckham was she was really pounding the strike zone, just laying it on in there. And the Minute Women came and at the very beginning of it, they were sitting back on a lot more pitches, but they got more aggressive as things go on. This could really throw them off, especially because now they've been sitting back on Beckham's pitches because she kind of lost control. So now for Krafsick to come on in, this is going to be a really big switch up. We'll see if they're able to, for the Minute Women, we'll see if they're able to flip that switch right back to that aggressiveness at the plate.
Lily Woodworth 1 for 2. She's got bases loaded and 1 out. UMass trying to do damage here in the top of the 5th inning. Krafsick, the last relief outing she had, 2 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs versus Toledo. That was the 3rd game against Toledo that the Falcons lost 6-4. Just outside, Chevalier received it.
Not an easy opportunity here for Krafsick to exactly warm into the game. You don't have any room for error. Oof.
Check swing, didn't go around. 3-0 count, nowhere to put the runner. Or put the batter, I should say.
You just got to lay this in.
I mean, interested to see as well if Woodworth gets the green light in a game you're already up 3-0. She does not, and it's a strike.
Yeah, saw that one all the way. Bat on the shoulder the whole way. So for Krafsick now, you got one late in there. It's a big deal. I mean, especially after coming in throwing 3 straight off the mark.
3-1, fouled to the screen. Another nice pitch from Krafsick.
Biggest AB of the game right here. Biggest pitch of the game on its way.
Be interesting to see how this translates into tomorrow, too, if the starter for the Falcons is one of the 2 that we've seen today, or Michelle Gardner goes a different direction. Full count away. Kenzie Krafsick loses the batter and walks in a run. The run is attached to Morgan Beckham. So Ryan Keith come around to score. Mush to 3rd, Shiver to 2nd, and Woodworth to 1st, and now Tegan Walsh still with bases loaded and still 1 out.
You got to keep in mind Krafsick might be a little bit, again, just kind of cold after getting the job done there in the 1st game. Of course, it was only 82 pitches, which isn't a whole lot for her, comparatively. But, yeah, I mean, coming back in after giving your arm just a little bit of rest, trying to come right back into it. Walking your first batter is tough, but now here in an 0-2 count.
Last time she threw 82 pitches or more was March 27th against Buffalo. Threw 135 in that 7-inning game. So she can throw that many in a day, but it is more so about having to sit down and cool off and then having to get back warm again. Try and find what you had in the 1st game. 0-2 pitch from Krafsick, off speed, line drive, center field. Steph is under it. She gives a good throw home. It's going to be late. Sliding in safely is Mush and a sac fly for Tegan Walsh.
Yeah, only 4 hits for the Minute Women, but 5 runs coming in for them. So, yeah, again, it hasn't necessarily been all about the hits. Bowling Green specifically has struggled to notch some hits down, but for UMass, it was a lot of patient at-bats, of course, against Beckham. And now here, able to get that out, but costs a run.
Shiver moves up to 3rd. A pop fly is going to slide out of play. Heslin up at the dish now, walked in the 2nd inning, advanced to 3rd, but was out trying for home on a force play the Falcons took. 0-1 pitch from Krafsick. Ground ball off the bag at 3rd base and out into the outfield. It gets a run in. Runner's going to hold at 2nd base. Shiver will score. Woodworth up to 2nd and an RBI single for Kate Heslin.
Honestly, thought it might have just been best for Woodworth to make her way over to 3rd. Already basically halfway there, but puts on the brakes, heads on back. But it's a 6-0 ball game. And yeah, this thing is getting icky for Bowling Green.
Colucci takes strike 1. She has 3 RBIs today. Coming into this inning, all 3 runs had been scored off of her hits. One in the second, one in the fourth. On one pitch, now ground ball, second base. Hannah Hunt is there. Glove flip to first, and that's the third and final out of the inning. UMass gets 3 runs across, leads 6-0, and the Falcons with 3 more at-bats in this game will try and bring some runs here in the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Falcon softball here on WBGU live stream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream.
An unfortunate start for Morgan Beckham. She exited the game after just 4 1/3 pitched, 5 earned runs, 5 walks, no strikeouts. That's one of the highest walk totals this season. Actually, the second highest behind 6 walks at Ohio, but the highest that she's had in a game where she doesn't have any strikeouts. And her worst start in conference play, almost by far. Unfortunate for her that almost all the runs were attached. Kraftzik came in, gave up a hit, got 2 outs though.
And it was really a matter of that command. Just couldn't hit the strike zone as much as she would have liked. 34 balls on her 80 pitches. Only 5 hits for UMass right now, but 6 runs coming through.
Low and away on the 0-2 count. Good eye for Ashley Chevalier. Kelsey Blanchett, on the other hand, 4 innings complete, no earned runs on 2 hits and no walks. Only 2 base runners for the Falcons. Addie Martin with a single, Katie Hutter with a double. Here's a ground ball, left side, third base. Walsh bobbles it and can't make the play.
Well,
That's the third base runner.
yeah, Bowling Green will take what they can get here. Of course, not exactly the traditional way of getting on. That should be marked as an error over at third. Yeah, indeed it will be. And so, here you go, we're going to get a pinch runner.
Jillian Gardner will come in the game for Bowling Green to run for Ashley Chevalier. Late in the game, might as well start using those pinch runners. Delaney Davis pinch ran for Hannah Hunt earlier on after Hunt was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, I mean, the redshirt freshman from Coastal Carolina in her first year. She has gone for 6 for 6 in stolen bases, so why not put her out there? She's done rather well on the base paths.
Low and away from Hutter. She's 1 for 1 with that double, but didn't advance beyond second. It was a 1-out extra base hit. First time since March. She's had 2 on 1 swing. Other than Massaro, then top of the order for the Falcons. Hutter hitting just .237 this season, but a .430 on base percentage, 4th on the team. Ground ball down the first baseline, but over the runner's bag. It's going to be foul.
Just barely. Couldn't have gotten too much closer than that. That went right on down the white line. Just went over to the right when it had to be foul. And so now 1-2 count. Runner on. It's a big inning for Bowling Green.
1-2 pitch. Ground ball to second base. High chopper. Woodworth got up. Her throw to shortstop is misplayed. Gardner safe at second. Hutter stands on first, and a couple of gaffes in this 5th inning gives the Falcons 2 on and no out.
Yeah, I mean, Gardner, again, just more of that quick presence, kind of, I don't know, made it a little tense play for the shortstop Torres. Now that runner in scoring position.
Massaro with 2 on, shows bunt, pulls back.
Yeah, the infield is definitely ready for it.
1-0 pitch. This one driven into the gap. Gardner around third. She will score. Hutter following. She's going to get to third and come around to score as well. 2 RBI double for Hannah Massaro. She's had a great game, and the Falcons put their first 2 on the board.
And Massaro started with some incredible defensive plays, gunned down that one runner trying to tag from third earlier on. They're now here. Huge RBI double to get the Falcons on the board here. Only their 3rd hit, but man, it came at a big time. Needed it here, especially with only 9 outs left to their name.
Hannah Massaro had a double, an RBI double at Ohio. This will be her first game of the season that she'll have 2 RBIs in the same game. And they were both on the same swing. Peyton Steff is at the plate, still no outs, and still with a runner in scoring position. Be interesting to see how pitcher for UMass, Kelsey Blanchett, as your mound visit from head coach Danielle Henderson. Interesting to see how she responds to this. Just a freshman, was pitching so well. And can she get back to pitching like she did the first 4 innings, or will she succumb to some pressure from the Falcons?
Yeah, and of course, the more youthful these players are, the more they aren't used to exactly the high-pressure situations, the more they can maybe get into their head. Again, 6'1", may not seem like it as that freshman, but no, she comes out and after that big RBI double puts 2 off the mark. So a 2-0 count here to Steffes, but we'll see how she rebounds, as you mentioned.
A 2-0 strike to Steffes. Steffes has struggled a bit the last 2 series, only 2 for 18 in the last 2. That's been Ohio at Ohio and Northern Illinois at home. Swings through strike 2.
Good back-to-back pitches out of that mound, is it? Big swing and miss too can always gain your, or can always get confidence to swing your way once again. So Steffes 0 for 4 in that first game.
Oh. And strike 3 looking. What a good pitch that was.
Painted that on the outside. Tough call that time for Steffes. You could hear a couple of groans even up here in the press box. And so, yeah, big first out.
Barrett sees it inside. She's 0 for 2 with 2 ground balls. Hasn't at bat in the 5th. She's got a streak on the line as well. She's got a runner on second, more importantly, trying to knock in a run. Falcons have already got 2 in this inning on the double from Massaro. Outside edge called strike.
This is a big at-bat, in my opinion, for Blanchett to just see where she's at mentally.
Ground ball off of Barrett, trickles to the third baseman.
Had a couple of those now, just kind of hit off of the front leg, front foot maybe.
You can tell Blanchett really trying to live on that inside part of the plate as well, not afraid to go in.
Yeah, trying to get him jammed.
1-2. Fly ball out right field, not going to get there in time. The right fielder, Keefe, that'll get a run in. An RBI single for Taylor Barrett, and 3 here in the 5th inning for the Falcons.
Well, Barrett got an RBI in that first game here in this one. Why not another? As, yeah, Barrett comes through now, and this lead for UMass has been split in half. They had 3 to come in the top of the 5th. BGSU responds with 3 in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see if they want to tack on any more. Still, or I suppose now 1 out. Oh.
Ground ball down the third base line. It's called foul. Very close.
Yeah, the Bowling Green fans didn't particularly agree, but they'll let it slide, especially because the momentum is so much in their favor.
There's been a lot of that today.
Yeah, for sure.
This one driven out left field, hits the warning track. Barrett burning around third base. She's gonna score standing up. Nope, she's gonna slide in, but she's safe nevertheless. Hannah Hunt, an RBI double, and the Falcons within 2 of the Minutewomen.
Yeah, definitely not a necessary slide, but why not a little bit more flash to it as she comes in, collapses onto the home plate, and yeah, 4 runs now in the bottom of the 5th. This is definitely the biggest inning to this point for Bowling Green, without a doubt, especially on offense, and so now looks like we're going to have that pitching change for the Minute Women.
Olivia Catulli will come into the game, the sophomore. We'll talk about her a little bit more after a quick break. The Falcons with 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th, now trailed by just 2. You're watching BGSU Softball on WBGU live stream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. We're living the dream. We're living the dream.
Olivia Catulli.
Olivia Catulli now in the circle for Massachusetts. The book is still technically open on Blanchett, but she really fell apart in this 5th inning, and the Falcons with a couple of nice knocks, couple of extra base hits. There's a big spinner that drops in for a strike against Addie Martin.
Yeah, absolute beauty of a pitch that time. Looked like it would creep on in, kind of flew to the inside, or flew more outside and into the strike zone. Big AB here for Addie Martin, trying to keep this alive. Keep in mind, all these 4 runs have been scored with only 1 out being given up. The scoreboard still does say none, but there's 1 out here on this inning via the strikeout.
And she wears 1. 15 on the season for Addie Martin.
That's the second hit by pitch here from the for the Falcon order.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah Hunt took 1 earlier. There's another. So, yeah, things are really killing right now for the Minute Women, as now that's the tying run aboard over at first. Go ahead run. It's currently up at home plate.
Goes right back inside and misses the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Pretty bipolar last 2 relief appearances for Catulli. 2 2/3 and 1 earned run against Akron, but then 3 innings and 8 earned runs against Buffalo. Both relief appearances, but clearly one much better than the other. Couple of starts as well without much success. 2-0 pitch to Kaufman. Swings through it.
And yeah, during the break we were talking about that 1 outing on the road. That was her last road outing. Was against Central Michigan. That was not pretty appearance
Needless
for her.
to say.
And then the road one before that, couldn't even grab an out before getting 4 runs, both or all earned, given up.
Pop fly that drifted out into right field. Making the catch was Keefe, and that'll be the 2nd out of this bottom of the 5th inning. Falcons already have 4 across, so they've really done their job, I'd say, Vaughn, considering they have 2 more sets of at-bats to go. But have really climbed back into this game after trailing 6-0 coming in.
For sure.
Simcoe sees up and away. Another one she sees low. Some early count issues for Catulli.
Simcoe still yet to grab a hit on the day. Looking for something.
2 balls, 1 strike, only 13 RBIs this season for her. She's moved all around the lineup, most recently at the top 3. Also batted 9th quite a bit. 2-1 pitch right up the middle and a nice snag. What a catch from Catulli to end the inning, but the Falcons do their damage. It's 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th for the Falcons. 6-4 UMass leads going into the final 2 innings of play. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream.
UMass 6 in the field. Number 31, Olivia Packard.
Olivia Packard leads things off for UMass in the top of the 6th. 7 runs out of the 10 total in this game scored in that 5th inning. 3 for the Minutewomen, 4 for the Falcons. Second game today, the Falcons won the first 5-1 in 7 innings. Kraftsick and off speed caught the belt.
Yeah, for Packard right now, it's there's no 2, right? I believe so.
I think so. Low and away.
We'll see what the umpire gives us here. No, 1 and 2. But yeah, for Kraftsick right now, big deal coming in. Of course, had a that is a big B in the press box.
Yeah, that is. Not gonna lie, I do not mess with bees.
That is a huge B.
Thanks for the commentary.
I'm sorry.
No, okay.
Where was I at? No, for Kraftsick, it was a big. He's leaning back in the press box. No, for Kraftsick, it was a big deal. She came in, walked the first batter she saw, but now coming in. Oh, what a snag by Martin. But now,
nice piece of contact that was too.
Yeah, but now coming in and just drawing either lazy contact, not exactly lazy that time, but still just putting together some good work in her pitches and grabbing some clean outs to start off this new inning, of course.
That's what Kraftsick does best as well, is initiating soft contact. Did it in the first game so well. Now attempting to do it in the second. Not the greatest first 2 outs of action in the 5th, a lot of runs being scored, but most of them attributed to, actually all of them attributed to Morgan Beckham, her base runners. 1-0 pitch, called strike. Pop fly in front of the Bowling Green bench, and Barrett can't scamper over there in time.
Yeah, if she wanted to lay out for that one, that could have been physically costly.
Yeah, she would have probably ate some concrete, most likely.
For sure. Ran into the fencing or the dugout, something like that. Wouldn't have been pretty, but doesn't go for it that time.
Ryan Keefe, the batter, on deck. Brooke Mush guaranteed to hit this inning. After that, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. One-two pitch outside.
Big 2-2 right here, in my opinion, for Kraftsick. Just trying to put together a string of good ABs on the mound.
Swing and a miss. So a walk started her outing, but now here a big strikeout
And yeah, this is exactly what they need. Get that offense back out there quickly because they have that momentum right now. They're only down 2. They're very much still in this game.
Just the second strikeout of the doubleheader for the Falcons. The first strikeout of this game for Bowling Green as well. Beckham didn't get one, and Kraftsick has one now. 2 outs, no runners on. First time since the 3rd inning that can be said. 2-0 count to Brooke Mush. 2 for 4, 5 RBIs against Akron on that walk-off grand slam that she had after UMass trailed 4-1 going into the final inning of play, her first career home run and grand slam. This one driven to center field. Steffes is there, and the Falcons allow 0 runs in the top of the 6th. Kraftsick continues to pitch very well. Bottom of the 6th, the Falcons with hot bats will pick them back up and try and add some more runs. 6-4 UMass leads here at WBGU Livestream.
Heart's beating faster. I'm lost in the moment. I close my eyes. I'm high on life. Throwing confetti, and it gets better and better. Living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream. This is our time. This is our living the dream. We're living the dream.
And the lead takes off for the Falcons.
Ashley Chevalier went 3 for 3 in the game 1 today. Reached base her last time up, but on an error. That led off the 5th inning for the Falcons. She scored a run too, 1 of 4 runs to score in that 5th for the Falcons. And during that 5th inning, we had a pitching change from Kelsey Blanchett to Olivia Catulli. Catulli got the last 2 outs of the inning, Kaufman and Simcoe. Now Chevalier takes strike 2.
Off speed really threw her off that time. Again, just kind of felt like the world went in slow-mo for a minute that time. Really good. Gonna stop that pitch, but
Inside.
But yeah, specifically for Catulli, we were going to talk about this in the past inning, but things just kind of ended quickly for her, able to get out of it. But specifically for her, the name of the game has been away game struggles. That time line right to the shortstop, Torres. But I mean, if you just go down her line of appearances, no matter if it's a relief appearing or it's a start, whatever it may be, it's been brutal. It's been rough. I mean, you look at the Central Michigan, 6 earned runs, 7 in total. You go back to Northern Illinois, didn't get an out, but there were 4 runs given up, all of which were earned. Go back to Kent State, same kind of story. I mean, it's also been against these MAC opponents. It's been real difficult throughout really the entire season. These away outings have been her real killer.
Hasn't pitched bad so far.
Not at all.
Had the hit by pitch and then 3 outs in a row now against Falcons between last inning and this inning. There's another ball low and away, but she hasn't necessarily really found the zone. She's only got 1 count where she's got to 2 strikes. 3-0 pitch right over the middle.
Walk here could go a long way for Bowling Green, just getting that first runner on, especially when you want to try to pick that momentum back up when your defense was out there.
Another off speed, another nice pitch.
They don't like that off-speed stuff because, again, it just feels so much different. I mean, of course, that sounds like a given, but, I mean, when you're really here, it's a big difference.
That one left up high, maybe got too greedy with them, and Hutter gets her 23rd walk of the season and extends her team lead in that category, reaching twice today, a double and a walk for Katie Hutter, batting 8th. She reached base twice safely in the first game too. Probably the best individual day of competition that she's had this season. She stands on first base with 1 out. And we get Kendall Matthews pinch running for Katie Hutter and the Falcons.
Yeah, Matthews 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts if they want to go that route, but yeah, we'll see what the senior is able to do on the base paths. But no matter what, really the big deal right now is that Massaro is back up to bat, and she has had one heck of a hot game. And with 1 away, see what damage she can do.
This one driven out into center field. Under it is Brooke Mush, and she'll put away Massaro, but that another very well hit ball out to center field. Maybe the wind carried it out a bit more. Still not poorly hit though in the gap.
Yeah, you can tell she's just confident up there today, whether it be out in right field, whether it be up at the plate. She's got a good presence to her right now, but back up here to Peyton Steffes, 0 for 7 on the day to this point.
That'd be a bad time for a stolen base here.
Not at all. It makes sense.
Even if you get thrown out, start the bottom of the 7th with the top of the order. Outside. And you see Olivia Packard popping up there, maybe thinking the same thing we are.
Yeah. Might as well be cautious right now. I mean, of course, you don't want that to be your final out here, but it might just, as we said, might just make sense right now to get that runner in scoring position. Try to score and be 1 run away from a tied ball game.
Steph is 0 for 3 in the leadoff spot for both games today. Barrett on deck, 1 for in this game, 1 for last game as well. The ball outside. So now stealing doesn't make much sense. Steph is in a pretty favorable count.
Yeah, that might have been what they're waiting for.
3-1 pitch, up and in, takes her base.
Tying runner aboard over at first, so now a big at-bat here for Barrett. Already hitting this one, already an RBI in this one. Can she make it 2 for 4? Can she get another RBI? We're about to find out.
6-4, UMass leads. Bottom of the 6th inning, 2 on and 2 out for Taylor Barrett. Driven right up the middle, a single into center field. Coming around third, heading home, and going to score. The pinch running Kendall Matthews. Up to third goes Peyton Steffes, and Barrett with another RBI single.
That is as big as it gets right there. Keeping the inning alive, but also getting the tying run over to third. And now it's really all on the bat
Next up for the Falcons,
Ed Hunt.
here's second baseman.
The runners at the corners. And we'll see if they try some cool stuff. Base running, won't get the chance. Pop fly to second base. Woodworth puts it away, and BG gets a run across for the 2nd straight inning and trailed by only 1 going into the final inning of regulation play here at Meserve Field. UMass leads 6-5 and will hit in the top of the 7th. You are watching Falcon softball here on WBGU live stream. Hitting .421 coming into today. Odyssey Torres leading the team in extra base hits, at bats. Game started. Batting average. Incredible batter all around. She gets an at bat, thankfully for the Falcons, with no runners on. Starting the 7th inning. UMass with a 1-run lead. The Falcons with some pretty good offensive momentum, so if you're the Minutewomen, you'd really like to put some stuff up here. 1-1 count for a strike delivered from Kraftsick.
Yeah, but I mean, if you are Kraftsick, this is where it's same story as last inning. Your offense is hot. Got to come up there, try to make it a 1-2-3, get the offense back up there as soon as you can.
Just outside, I guess.
Just barely.
I don't know exactly where that missed.
Surprised we, especially after the calls that we've heard previously and the fan arguments that we've gotten as a result. Surprised we didn't hear much of anything that time.
Fly ball out down the right field fence and out foul. 2-2 count for Kraftsick. She came in with bases loaded in the 5th inning. Walked one, allowed a single, but got the last 2 outs of that inning. And 3 runs scored, and then 1-2-3, the most recent inning, the 6th. One driven out to right field. Massaro playing mid-shallow and makes the line drive catch.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier about how it's just kind of hard to get a read out there in the outfield, especially on a more of a powerful swing that doesn't exactly go too elevated. That one, the exact same case. I thought that would drop in front.
Yeah.
Would have kept on carrying right over to Mazzaro. Makes the catch.
Some very well hit balls out to right field as well. Massaro's made a lot of good plays defensively.
Without a doubt. Got a RBI double as well. It's been a real day to remember for her.
Tries an off-speed up high and missed is Kraftsick. Sliced foul again. Kraftsick's struggled a bit overall, but definitely in relief recently. And Morgan Beckham has as well. The two of them are the best 2 pitchers the Falcons have had all of MAC play, much of the year as well. Both of them have put together some very good starts, but not as great in relief appearances. Although this one definitely against the trend, at least so far. This one driven up the gap. Could be extra bases for Lily Shivert. She'll cruise into second base easy, and a 1-out double, and her 3rd time on base today.
That could have been one of our jinxes, perhaps, but
yeah, quite possibly. Had a lot of those today.
Yeah, definitely. That one just perfectly placed into the gap of right center. Getting down, rolling its way all the way to the wall. And so here, it's like getting a little support from our 3rd baseman, Barrett. But Kraftsick still just trying to find a little bit of comfort here. Again, trying to keep this at a 1-run game. Hits are perfectly even as well. It was a matter of Beckham struggling to find the location earlier on in this one, specifically that 5th inning. And they were able to get the runs scored off of a couple of walks as well.
Just didn't have it today. Beckham didn't. You see a pitch runner out to second base. It's Eliana Raposo. Ground ball to second base. Hannah Hunt makes a strong throw over to first on a high chopper. That's a tough play to get it over in a timely way. The runner on 3rd and 2 outs. So an opportunity to work out of a runner in scoring position. Tegan Walsh, the 3rd baseman, has walked twice in a sacrifice. So I believe she's 0 for 0 on the game.
Yeah, looks about right.
There's a pop fly to the infield. There's Hunt. She makes the catch. 3 outs on 4 batters in the top of the 7th. The Falcons trail by 1 run going into the bottom of the 7th, and they need 1 to go to extra innings and 2 to win. Falcons will start the next inning with Martin Kaufman and Hannah Simcoe. You're watching BGSU softball on WBGU live stream.
Hearts beating faster.
at least one run needed for the Falcons. Doesn't start strong. A pop fly out to right field and a quick out for Catulli, trying to work out of the 7th inning. UMass Sports a 1-run lead. Falcons need at least one in the bottom of the frame, and they already got one quick out.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt too, especially with the more so consistent player in Addie Martin, someone that can really get the offense rolling to begin things. But of course, still got 2 more to come. 2 more outs that UMass just needs to get. Both games here have been honestly close till it wasn't. Specifically for BG, they were able to really pull away there. But for UMass, they had this lead up at 6-0, and especially with that 5th inning, got so much closer. Now it's more of a nail-biter.
Kaufman swung through late. She's got an 0-2 count. Catulli winds and deals, and it's fought off. Kaufman 0 for 3 in this game, 1 for 3 in the last game that started at noon today, a 5-1 BG victory. One of those runs was Kaufman's. She came around to score. On 0-2 count. Pop fly, first base side. It'll drift out of play. The wind probably helped that quite a bit.
Yeah. Looked at first that it could have stayed in play, but just 1 second later had enough carry on it to escape out. So yeah, here for Kaufman, still 2 strikes to her.
Simcoe waiting on deck. 0-2 pitch, off speed, and it floated up.
If Catulli is able to clean this up and honestly able to get out of this with no more runs given up, it definitely would be her best road outing.
Fought off again.
Nice way to stay alive from Kaufman. 0 for 3 in this game, 1 for 3 in the last game. We'll see. Still 2 strikes, tense position. Every pitch from this point moving forward is the biggest pitch of the game.
Julie does not have a save yet this season. 3-5 record. 1-2 pitch, again fouled off. I believe this should qualify as a save.
I imagine it would.
She throws complete. She did allow 1 earned run. A couple of hits. It was a 6-4 lead for UMass when she came in. This one pop fly, looks like it's going to stay in play. First base side, tracking with difficulty was Heslin. And she makes the catch. So down to the last batter are the Falcons.
Didn't look too stable in the glove at first either.
No.
It looks like it might have just bobbled, but really only for half of a second. You can see Heslin with a smile on her face. She was a little nervous with that play.
Those are tough.
I mean, rightfully so. But yeah, down to their last out are the Falcons.
Simcoe 0 for 3, takes one up high.
Yeah, again, Simcoe has had a rough day. Now 0 for 6. Trying to make it 1 for 7.
The 1-0. Up high.
And keep in mind this for Simcoe. Simcoe is not a power hitter. You can expect this to get tied in one swing of the bat. But just try to keep this thing alive.
Sees one pass on a 2-0 count. She's reached base 15 of her last 18 games played. Didn't reach base in the game earlier today. That's one of the 18. 2-1 pitch up and in. And now a hitter's count for Hannah Simcoe, the freshman. Up high, she'll take her base. Big base runner for the Falcons. Brings up Ashley Chevalier.
Well, looks like they're going to keep Simcoe out there. No, yes, they will. They will keep her out there as the runner.
Quite a quick player Simcoe is at first base. Falcons need 1 across, 6-5. UMass leads. Catulli looking to get out of this. And by UMass, their first win of the weekend.
Simcoe is 14 for 17 in her stolen base attempts. Chevalier with a big chance right now.
1-0 pitch fouled off.
Yeah, Chevalier had that beauty of a first game on offense. 3 for 3, got a run to come in and score. She would be the game-winning run, tying run, aboard at first, but there's still those 2 outs.
1-1 count from Catuli. Line drive up the middle, fall in front of the center fielder, Mush. Simcoe will have to stop at second base. It's a 2-out single from Ashley Chevalier, 2 on for the Falcons, and just 1 needed to extend the game.
Well, got those 2 outs to start things off. Looked like this could have been a quick little unfortunate bottom of the 7th here for Bowling Green, but they were able to get that walk, put 1 hit on. And so now for Bowling Green, chance to bring in that tying run with Simcoe. That tying run in scoring position. Hutter up to bat, already 1 for 2, walked as well.
Low and away. She had some pretty good at-bats today through both games. The second game, at least the first hit of the game in the 3rd inning for the Falcons. Reached on an error in the 5th, then walked in the 6th. Both the 5th and the 6th, she scored runs. Off speed over the middle of the plate for strike 1.
After Hutter would be Massaro, and again, Massaro has had kind of a confident day up there. So if Hutter could get on in any regard, could be a big AB for Massaro once again.
1-1. Pop fly over the Falcon dugout.
Just escaped, but now Bowling Green down to their final strike. Tough spot here for Hutter. Bowling Green to this point has only struck out twice. It was Steffes and Massaro.
Hutter does have the tendency to strike out. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Catuli ends it high and hard, and UMass holds on to a 6-5 lead to win and even the series up at 1 game apiece. A heck of a game put together, and late goings, especially for the Falcons, Vaughn. Those 5 runs in the 5th and the 6th innings combined, and threatened again in the 7th, just couldn't get that extra run across.
Yeah, truly. It was a matter for Bowling Green in both games. You could argue that first game, their offense, or excuse me, their defense really picked up moving forward. Their offense really picked up moving forward. In this game, too, their defense was completely solid throughout the entire time. It was just more so a matter of their offense grew throughout the game, but when it mattered most, just could not cash in that tying run in scoring position. Hannah Simcoe left on second.
Morgan Beckham, the starter for the Falcons, will get the loss. 5 earned runs in her 4 1/3 innings. Mackenzie Kraftsick, 2 2/3, no earned runs, and only 2 hits to a strikeout and a walk. Kelsey Blanchett will get the win for Massachusetts, 4 1/3, 3 earned runs for her. And Olivia Catuli with the save, 2 2/3, and 1 earned run. The bats were pretty active. The Falcons later in the game, UMass earlier in the game, but UMass holds on and wins 6-5 over Bowling Green. They rise to 8-15 in Mid-American Conference play and 17-27 overall. The Falcons to 6-16 in Mid-American Conference play and 18-25 overall. Now 2 games ahead of last season's win total are the Falcons. Vaughn, any final thoughts before we sign off our broadcast today?
I mean, at the end of the day, it has been about pitching in the kind of the inconsistencies that they've recently had lately. For Kraftsick, big outing for her. Yes, she came in through that first walk when she came into the second game, but all in all, great outing for her. Beckham just more so needing to get things contained in her pitching, but again, for Bowling Green to get that first game and to make this one as close as it got when they were down by 6 runs, to make this such a good game, it'll be a fun one tomorrow.
WBGU live stream and Falcon Media Sports Network will be back again tomorrow, 1 p.m. start time for the 3rd game of the series, and it'll matter a lot for these 2 teams. That at 1 p.m., Dawson Pelter and Holden Ruck will be on the call of that game tomorrow, again on this same WBGU live stream. From myself, Ben Korak, alongside Vaughn Ullum and the rest of the WBGU crew, we'll talk to you tomorrow here from Meserve Field.